Hi, I'm Derek, lead pastor here at Grace Pointe. I'm so glad that you are chosen to check out our website, or however you got to this video, that you've chosen to check us out. You know, there's a movie called Forrest Gump. It was released many, many years ago with Tom Hanks, who's a very famous actor. And in that, the character Forrest Gump has a line. He says, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You're never sure what you're gonna get." And I would do the accent, but it's gonna sound weird on video, okay? I find when you're looking for churches, life is less like a box of chocolates because there's so many different options out there and so many different traditions. Most people have a general idea of what they're looking at. I find that it's not like chocolates, it's like the produce aisle at your local grocery store. You can find lots of different fruits there, and you have a sense of shape by the look or the feel of the website. You have a sense of kind of what they're about by all of that, but then you need to get in and do some more investigation. And maybe that's where you're at right now, and you're trying to figure out who's Grace Pointe and what do they stand for. So let me narrow it down to just a couple of fruity options, I guess. One would be coconut. You know, in some churches, it's really a hard shell on the outside. You're not sure what's expected. You beat your brains out trying to be a part of the in crowd. And once you get in, it's all just kind of coconut water. There's not much to it. And so a lot of people look at church and they go, man, what's the big deal with church? It's just an organization. There's not a whole lot to it. This God that they say they follow, man, I can explain away in 2 to 3 sentences. It's just basically it's a nice social club. Well, Grace Pointe is not a coconut. Grace Pointe is a church in the way that the Bible talks about church. It's more like a peach. It's warm and fuzzy on the outside. It's got this fleshy kind of sweet middle ground where there's beliefs and convictions and people trying to figure out how to do life. We're a bunch of unpretentious people who recognize our own frailties. It's all of that. And then there's this really hard core and this pit that has these convictions. And so I just want to talk real quick about our 4 core values that really make up the peach pit of Grace Pointe. The first is the Word is the filter. You know, around here we believe that the Bible is the best way to hear and understand God's voice, His tone. And it's the best way to separate out His voice from all of the other voices vying for your attention. The second is love shapes character. So we believe that God is love, love is selfless, and we need to be character focused. It's not so much about the product, it's really about the process. How are my characteristics more like Jesus's characteristics? The third thing is pray at all times. You know, some churches talk about prayer. They may even have some liturgy for prayer, but they're not really praying. Praying is talking to God, relying on God, going to Him first. And so we take prayer seriously here at Grace Pointe. We think that's the very best way to have a relationship with God, is to be talking to Him. It's if you love someone, you talk to Him. The fourth thing is go to grow. So we believe that sometimes you have to take a leap of faith in order to experience what God wants you to experience. In fact, if you were to choose to come to Grace Pointe, you'd be going, and then in the context of that, you'd grow. You'd figure out whether we're for you, we'd figure out whether you're for us, we'd figure out whether we're all meant to journey together towards God. It's a part of the growth process, and we find that life kind of works that way. You might hear the same lesson in a different way depending on where you're at on your journey of faith. And so we have people here at Grace Pointe that are on a journey and they're at the very beginning. They're still trying to figure out whether God exists. Grace Pointe is a great place for them. And we have other people who are on the opposite side. They've given their lives to follow Jesus, heart, soul, mind, and strength. And they've been walking with Him in this really sweet relationship for years, still broken, still humble because of that relationship. And this is a great place for them too. We just make space for everyone at any point of their journey. And so I want to encourage you to check us out. If you do come and you come visit and I'm around, make sure you say hi to me. Come on up, say hi, my name is. I have time for you, I promise. If I'm not here and there's a different staff member, man, go up to them. Any one of our staff would love to speak with you. Or just turn to the person next to you. Introduce yourself. I think you'd be surprised at the warm response that you'll get in return. Regardless of where you're at in your journey, you're welcome here. And I hope to see you very soon.